Okay, last week we discussed about the bidirectional replication. Let's abbreviate it as a bidirectional replication. So in the bidirectional replication, we had like, we have source database and target database over here. And we configured extract over here and pump in the source location. In the replicates, in the target side, we have a replicate. So pump captures the from local redo log files, online redo log files we can say, and it pushes to pump. It pushes to local trials, and pumps reads it and pushes to target side. So in the target side, those will be placed as a remote trial files. So by collector will be here, and replicate reads these files and it applies to the target. So the same thing we configured in the reverse direction also. Here also redo log files will be here. So we have configured one extract over here on the target side. Extract reads this redo log files and makes them as a redo local trial files. And we configured one pump over here on the target side. So like this we can divide it. Pump will be here, and pump reads this local trial files and pushes to target side. Here one collector will be there. So collector receives the transactions from there, and we can collector makes them as a remote trial files. And again we configured one more replicate here. Replicate reads this remote trial files and applies to the source database. So we successfully configured this bidirectional replication last week. So today we are going to discuss about the DDL replication. So far whatever we did was only DML replication. Okay, DML replication means we tried with insert statement, delete, update, we tried it. Okay, now what about the create, table, etc.? What about the other DDLs? So we haven't tried earlier. So we are going to discuss about the DDLs today. See, in data manipulation commands, DML language commands, it's a straightforward. Transactions will be written to the redo log files, extract reads it, and it pushes to directly to the target, or it pushes to local trials, and pump will be there in the source. It pushes to the target, and replicate will do. But whereas when it comes to DDL replication, the process is slightly different. How it happens is, say for example, this is the source machine. This is the target machine, and what happens over here is, this redo log files, generally all the transactions will be there as usual. In addition to that, we are going to create one trigger over here. Who joined? Okay, we will create one separate trigger over here, and one specific table we are going to create, and one sequence we are going to create. So these all are a part of DDL setup. So what happens is, when DDL happens, when DDL execution happens on the source database, the trigger, whatever it is available over here, this trigger will keep monitoring the source database, and if any transactions happens, if DDL related transaction happens, if DDL execution happens, immediately it captures the details, and it pushes into the table whatever we create over here. And internally it manages sequence numbers, etc. And for that this sequence will be used over here. So generally extract will, in the source data side we will have extract. The same extract reads from the redo log side as well as from the table also. If any contents got added into the table, immediately extract will read those details and it will process the way how it does for redo log, regular DML statements later, and it pushes to target. So only the difference over here in DDL replication is we need to set up specific tables as well as trigger as well as sequence. That is the one step. The other difference is extract will read from the table instead of redo log files. So that is only the difference over here. Rest will be the same, and the same extract we can use. No need to configure any additional extract or nothing. So the same setup. Only the thing is we need to create a specific to, we need to create tables, sequences as well as triggers specific to DDL replication, and we need to enable the DDL replication. That's all. So automatically our extract will read from that specific table, and it will push the changes to target mission. So that is the only the change we need to do. So then how we are going to create these tables, triggers and sequence? Oracle has provided specific scripts for these things, and just we need to execute one after another. So that's the same thing. And coming to the replication side, by default, replicate having detail feature has been enabled at replicate side. So no need to do any changes for replicate process. Only the change you need to do is from the extract side. You need to enable the DDL at the source side on the extract. On the target side, no need to do in unidirectional replication side. If you are doing bidirectional replication, yes, during there also you will have one extract. So you need to enable the DDL replication for the extract process. So no need to do any changes for the replication at the target during that time. Okay, I hope everybody is clear. Just let me draw one more time over here. So extract is over here, and either you can configure the pump or you can skip it, and local trials will be over here. So what happens is extract reads from the redo log files for DML transactions. For DDL transactions, it monitors this table. As and when any records got inserted into this specific table, our extract process configured at source, it captures the records. It pushes to the local trial or to the remote side the way how it was doing for DML transactions. So there won't be any change for that. And after that, again collector, what happens, collector pushes them into remote trial file, and replicate will be over here, and replicate reads from this remote trial, and it applies to target database. So rest of the process is same. Okay, say for example, if I need to implement bidirectional replication, what happens? Again here we are going to have one more extract. So here one table, one trigger will be created, and a table will be created, and a sequence will be created over here. And as I mentioned earlier, by default replicate having DDL facility enabled. So no need to do any changes for that. Only the change you need to do is you need to enable DDL facility for extract only. So in that case, for this extract, which extract that is running on the target side, for that we are going to enable the DDL replication, and we may have a local trail over here, or we may not have. That is optional. Suppose let's assume that we have a local trails, and we configure pump over here. So pump, what happens is it reads from the local trails and it pushes to the target side. So collector will be over here and replicate here. So what happens? So remote trial. So replicate reads this remote trial files and it applies to source. So if you see, wherever we configure extract, we are going to enable the DDL replication there. So by default, just blindly remember that thumb rule. Wherever there is a replicate, no need to do any changes for that. In our scenario also, we have to extract. One is on the source side, another one is on the target side. So for both the extracts, you need to enable the DDL replication. For replicates, no need to enable the no need to enable specifically DDL replication facility. So by default, it is enabled. Okay, so this is the way how it works. Here also in the target side also we have configured a trigger as well as table as well as sequence. So as and when any transaction happens, DDL related transaction happens in the target, automatically those will be pushed into the trigger. I mean, the trigger will monitor the target database, and if any transactions happens related to DDL, immediately those will be pushed into the table using the sequence number. And our extract keep monitoring this table, and it pushes those transactions into local trial or directly to the collector process on the target. So, and replicate will apply to the source database. This is the way how it is going to happen. And yesterday or day before yesterday, I already did the setup for DDL replication. So I'm going to do, I'm going to clean it up that one first, and after that, 1 second please. And the second session is for target, blue session. And the third session is for the source mission. And the fourth one is and also up to 10G for implementing DDL replication, recycle bin should be off. For 11G onwards, there is no such restriction. You can either enable the recycle bin or disable. It doesn't matter for DDL replication. Seems databases are down on both the missions, so just I'm bringing up. Email ID పంపించాలి వాళ్ళకి. Okay, so I'm starting the manager at source. Nasimha, are you on the call? Okay, so everything is up and running. So let me check if any tables exist related to the DDL. I think yeah, there are tables. First, let me explain you the way how we are going to create, and after that I will start removing so that you will have a better idea. For implementing Golden Gate, we can divide into two categories. One is the changes at the database side, and another one is changes at the Golden Gate side. So now first I am going to discuss about the Golden Gate, database level changes. From here, first, as I mentioned last time, before that, yeah. First one is we need to change the parameters changes in the global files. So we need to specify which one is the schema which we are using for Golden Gate. So for that we are going to specify GG schema is equal to GG user. This is nothing but the user which we are using for implementing the extract as well as replication processes. So that one we are specifying over here. And the second one is this UTL underscore file permission is not required for us since we already granted DBA privilege. Otherwise, we need to give this one. Amir, I still remember that you requested me what are the specific privileges required. I already collected, but somehow I missed it to discuss with our team. I'm going to share today along with the video that list of privileges. And the next one is, fourth one is we need to disable the recycle bin if it is Oracle 10G. If it is 11G, no need. This is an optional. Fifth one is this is the script which we are going to run on the database. So what happens? It creates a trigger, table as well as sequence. And the next one is this is going to do some changes in the DDL setup related changes over here internally. And the next one is, seventh one is, we are going to create a role setup. That is role setup.sql. And next one is we are going to grant the created role. So this is the grant role which it is going to create, GGS user underscore role. This is the role which seventh script will create. And ninth one is an optional one. What happens is, since these tables like the table as well as trigger and sequence, these are the three things will be used extensively when we, not extensively, but it is better to keep it in the shared pool if there is any issues. So what we will do is we will pin these three objects. One is a table, another one is sequence as well as trigger in the shared pool so that it will not be flashed out, so that performance will be improved. And after that we are going to enable the DDL enable. So these are the steps which we are going to run it. And for checking the status, we are going to run marker underscore status or DDL underscore status. These are the two steps which we are going to run it for checking the status. As I mentioned to you already, DDL has been configured in my missions. So I'm going to clear it up first, then I'm going to do from the scratch. Also, here. First, what I'm doing is I'm disabling the DDL replication. So I disable the DDL replication. So the next step is I'm going to let me check. The role setup is there, but role deletion is not there. So that's fine. And so these are the two scripts which we not two. These are three scripts which we use generally. Marker underscore setup is to create the tables. Marker underscore remove is for to check the status. So let me show you. We have already objects created in the database. Let's start from tab. Select object name, object. So approximately 50 objects are there, and when we remove this marker underscore remove, it removes the DDL related objects. GG user sequence dropped. I think better let me delete this schema itself. I'm not sure about the other ones also. So it got created, maybe it may create some problem later. So I'm dropping the schemas also both the sides. So we will have a clean environment. So source side I cleared, stopped all the services. Target side also. Okay, from the database side, I'm connecting to the system user. Here also I'm connecting to the sys user. Sorry, earlier also connected as a sys user only. Voltage user. Sorry, drop user. Cascade. Drop user, GG user, cascade. So I'm clearing only GG user, no other changes I'm doing. And we have already process in place somewhere. Create user. So what I'm doing in here is, in the India table, I think we already have the table space, no need to do any changes, just we need to create the GG user, identify default, so on. So this one I'm going to execute in the source side. And after that we are granting DBA privilege. Granting DBA privilege is not required. There are specific privileges needs to be given for the source GG user, and there are specific privileges needs to be given for the target side replicate process, etc. So I'm going to share that screen also today once the class session is over. For easiness, I'm giving a DBA privilege, but in companies, you may not get a chance to grant the DBA privilege because of the security reasons. So in those circumstances, you need to give specific privileges for that. Okay, so I created in the source machine and I granted it also. Yeah, this is a list of privileges last time I was talking about. We can have a discussion tomorrow also, what are the privileges required. So I'm dropping the same user on the, I'm creating the same user on the target side. Oh, sorry. And I'm granting the DB privilege also. So we are good now. Connect GG user slash GG user. Here we connected. Here also we are connecting. So that is done. So I need to clear the current processes also running over here. Otherwise, it may, there will be a conflict on the internally. So just I'm clearing it off. Just only the processes. No need to remove the parameter files. Just only I'm removing the processes because it has checkpoint information, etc. So it may there could be a problem. Okay, info all, delete. DB login user ID, GG user, password GG user. Info all, delete. So what I did was just I removed the checkpoint file information. The problem was I haven't deleted, I should have deleted replicate first, then I should have deleted the GG user information, but there was a reason I went directly into the checkpoint files, I cleared it, so automatically it went off. So here, DB login user ID, GG user, password GG user, delete pump process, delete extract. Info all, nothing is there except manager, so that's okay. And connecting to the Scott user, select Lines 120 set pages 120 select star from EMP. Rows are there. So in the India DB also I'm connecting. 18 records are there. Just I'm clearing off the extra records. Delete employee where job is null. Put in records. Here also we will have only 14 records. So both the databases, I mean, having the same set of records. Now, so I'm going to add extract and pump process in the source and replicate in the target. So detailed replication unidirectional I'm doing. I will go through this. So I'm checking info all, nothing is there except manager. So before starting, before that, just I'm going to start the manager, and after that, I'm going to add the extract process, that is from India to US extract process. Add extract. Extract has been added in the source machine, and parameters. Second one is the parameters. Yes. Since I already created it, so there are parameters. So just let me explain you once again. This is the extract process for exe, and these are the environment environment variables, the user ID. Okay, and the trial log options we used when we were implementing what is the bidirectional. Either you can have it or you can ignore it. It doesn't make any difference. Just for simplicity, I am commenting it out currently, but it's not required. And this is the location where our extract is going to write the local trials, and these are the tables which I am going to include. Okay, I am saving it and exiting it, and that's all. And next one is adding the local trial. I am checking if any trial exists already. Nothing is there, so I am adding it. And I'm checking it whether it is there or not. It is there. So local trial is there. Now I'm going to add a pump. So pump is PMP INDS. That is pump is from India to US. So I created it. Add extracts also. And the source location is the local trial, which was created by extract. And for that again I'm going to cross-check the parameters. So these are the standard ones, no changes. This is for pump process. This extract is user and passwords, and this is the pass-through and no pass-through mode. Here we mentioned pass-through mode because there are no transformations or there are no filterings, etc. here. And as it is going to do. RMT host, remote host details we are going to specify over here, and remote trial locations. And these are the tables which we are going to include. Here I included department table even though I am not doing anything on department. Reason being, employee table is having a foreign key relationship with the DEPT, so hence I included DEPT. And one more thing is DEPT should come first, after that only the child table should come. here parent table is DEPT and child table is employee. So that is the reason DEPT trial line I added in the first. That is about the pump parameters. So the next one is add the remote trial. So this also we need to add it in the source location only. Currently we have trials, only one trial is created, that is nothing but a local trial. So I am going to add a remote trial now. Okay, I am going to check whether it has been created or not. If you see, the local trial has been associated with extract process. Now this remote trial has been associated with the pump process. If you see this one. Okay, now I'm checking it. I could see two trial files. One is a local trial, another one is a remote trial. And remote trial has been associated with the pump process, and local trial has been associated with the extract process. Okay, now start the pump process at the extract and pump process at source. So info all, everything is in the stopped state. So I'm starting it. Okay, so that is done. Okay. Now at the target location, we need to have a checkpoint table. So before adding checkpoint table, we need to ensure that the checkpoint table information has been included in the globals parameter. So I included already checkpoint table information over here. Okay, so I'm checking whether table has been created it or not. So I mentioned the table name details in the globals file, but I haven't created a table in the database because we already cleared the GG user. So it is clearly saying that it does not exist. So this GG user dot use US checkpoint table. Okay, so now I'm going to create add checkpoint table. Either I can specify any checkpoint table or I can leave it blank. So if I don't specify any checkpoint information, so automatically it reads from the globals file. So it created a checkpoint table now. And now only the leftover component over here is replicate. Replicate is not there, so I'm adding it in the target location. Before that, I'm checking info all. Manager has been stopped, so info all, I'm logging db login user id gg user password gg user. Okay, now okay, let me add this one. There is no replicate, so I'm adding it. And for this replicate, the source is remote trial files which were pushed by pump process from the source. So I'm executing it. So in a replicate has been added to the target machine. So that's the thing, and I'm going to check the parameters over here. So as you know, this is the first parameter is associating with the process. The next three lines are related with environment variables. If you see, I'm specifying USDB name over here in order to connect to the target machine. And this is the user ID which is being used for Golden Gate, and discard file for discarded records, and assume targets and map column. So department table has been mapped with the DEPT table and employee table with the employee table. Okay. Now the next one is, now I can start the replicate process over here. Okay, so first let's check whether replicate is working perfectly or not. Then we will go for the DDL replication. Insert into Okay, I'm inserting one record A. So commit. So commit has been done. So I'm going to check whether it has arrived or not. The pump has been abandoned. The first location which I'm going to see is ggError.log, ggserror.log. Okay, one more thing I did wrong was I haven't cleared the local trials. That was one more problem which I missed to do that. Dear dad, here local trials also when we are clearing off the processes. Somehow I missed to delete it. So I'm first, what I'm doing is just I'm going to stop those. Info all, stop. Info all. VB login, GGU, GG user, password, GG user. Okay. That I'm reviewing everything over here. Stop has been appended. Here also I'm removing all those previous trial files, otherwise it is going to be problem. GGSCA, login, GG user ID, GG user password, GG user, info all. So I had to delete this replicate also over here. Delete info all, nothing is there. So even I'm dropping the checkpoint table also. Delete checkpoint table. Checkpoint table has been deleted. In the target side, the steps are clear. In the source side also, I need to clear it off. Info all. Delete. Pump extract. We will login. User ID. User pass. Info all. Delete. Extract. Info all. Nothing is running. So one thing is left over here is I need to ensure that the extracts also doesn't exist over here. So nothing is there. Let me create it quickly. I'm not going to explain much on this since I already did earlier today. So I'm adding the extract, the source extract has been added and the parameters already intact, so no need to do anything. So I'm adding local trial over here, already created. Now I'm checking trial has been created and has been associated with the extract. Now I'm adding the pump process in a stopped state. No need to check the parameters, we already checked it. I'm adding the remote trial over here, and after that I'm checking the trial file information. So everything looks good. So I'm going to start the extract and pump process info all. So that is good. Now in the replicate side, I need to add the checkpoint table since I deleted it. I need to ensure I connected to the database also. Login, user ID, GG user, password, GG user. Add checkpoint table. Checkpoint table has been added. Second one is I need to add the replicate process. So replicate. So I'm going to start info all. Info all. There is no issue. So now I'm going to add one more record over here. There could be a problem also over here. Let's see how it is going to be. Commit. So, I'm checking whether files have been created or not. File has been created. I'm checking in the remote location whether a remote trial has arrived or not. Remote trial has been arrived. So record is coming over here. The issue has been resolved and both the databases are in sync now. So I'm going to set up the DDL related setup tables. So now I'm doing unidirectional replication. So in the unidirectional replication, first step is I need to ensure that globals parameter having GG user details. Globals file will be located in Golden Gate directory, globals. So I need to include GG schema and the schema name which we are going to use. We are using GG user as a schema, so no need to change no changes required over here. Okay, and the second step is, the third step is UTL underscore file directory permissions need to be given. So it is already there because we already given a DBA privileges. I think I have document also. Let me go through this one. This will be easy for you. Okay, make changes to the globals parameter file. So I already did it. And stop the manager and processes and exit current GG session and start it. The reason being, whenever you're making any changes to the global files, you need to make a change. You need to restart the manager. Since we haven't done any changes and the parameter already in place in globals file, so no need to do this manager process related. No need to stop the manager process also. So I'm skipping this step. And grant UTL underscore file directory, UTL file to GG user. It is not required in our environment because we already granted DBA privilege. Just I'm showing it, it's not required. And turn off the recycle bin. Actually, recycle is not, it's an optional. Okay, it's an optional. And I will show you, but in our environments we already disabled it. It's off. Here also it is off. So yeah, this is not required. I mean, it's not mandatory, so I'm leaving it as it is. And marker setup I need to do. So before running that, I will show you what are the tables available in GG user schema. Select star from GG user. Select star from E tab. So no tables exist. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run marker underscore setup. Please note that I am going to execute it from sys user only, and I will provide GG user details as a part of input. So it is going to ask which schema it is going to, which is the schema being used for Golden Gate replication extract processes. So I am providing GG user as the input. So it has created a marker table as well as marker sequence also. These are being used for our detailed replication purpose. I am cross-checking what are the tables got created. Select star from tab. So one table has been created. So I'm cross-checking any other objects got created also. So it created a couple of objects internally, that is one index, one sequence, and another two indexes. It created it. So I'm recording all those information so that we will have an idea. Now I need to run DDL underscore setup script. For this also I will run it from what is that sys schema only. I'm connecting as sys user. I'm executing it DDL underscore setup. Here also I need to provide GG username. So it configures some components into the GG user. So I'm going to cross check what are the schemas it got created. So it created all these objects. Just I'm making a record of all this information. Just it's not required, just for our reference only. I'm placing all this information. Okay, next one is role setup I am doing now. So I think role setup is not required because a role already exists as a part of previous one. Definitely it is going to error saying that a role already exists. I think it is this script will drop and recreate the role, so no issues. So it is creating it. So after that, I need to grant this role to each user assigned to the extract GGSC and manage the process by using the following sequence. So I'm assigning this to our GG user. Let me check whether it automatically assigned it or not. Okay, role has been assigned to this user, and just check the name also. This is GGS underscore GGS user underscore role. This is the role which is being created, so that has to be assigned to our GG user. So this is an optional support setup. If you want to pin the objects into the shared pool, you can run it. Otherwise, it's not required. So just for your understanding only, I am showing this is not required. I need to provide the user whose objects, username I need to provide. Next one is we need to enable the we need to enable the DDL. Now, so far what we did was just we created the tables and we created the required software components for DDL replication. Now we are going to enable the DDL replication. So table has been, DDL has been enabled. Now we need to set up we need to check whether it is has been configured correctly or not. So that is marker underscore status. Earlier we used marker underscore setup, marker underscore setup we use. Now we are using marker underscore status. So I need to enter the GG username. So table is okay and sequence is okay. Those are the important things. Next one is we need to check whether DDL is in correct state or not. So for that DDL underscore status script we need to run. So successful installation of DDL replication software component. So suppose if we see this message means everything is good from the DDL point of view also. Okay, so from up to this point, just we did enabling the DDL replication related components as well as creating as well as enabling the features. So now what we need to do is we need to include the DDL related setup also in the extract component. As I mentioned, DDL related changes needs to be done only in the extract process. No need to do anything changes in the replication process because by default DDL related replication has been already enabled in the replicate process. You need to enable only in extract process. Why we need to enable in extract means because the changes are being captured into the table. So that has to be extracted by extract process only. Also, as I mentioned, the changes are recorded into the table I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to give a demo also on that. So this is the table where the records will be inserted. I will cross check the table name. I didn't remember exactly which table it is going to reflect. I'm going to check that one. Okay, now as I mentioned, we need to do the changes only in extract. So what are the parameters we need to add to the extract? We need to add only one, one line that is called DDL. That is only the line which we need to add. DDL space include, and the command is mapped, we are saying. So what happens is that when I am specifying DDL include mapped means whatever the tables I have mapped in that extract process, it is going to consider it. So suppose if I need to exclude any specific tables also, I can add in addition to the current phrase. Say for example, I added DDL underscore include. In addition to that, here you can add exclude list also. Exclude conditions also you can use. To start with, let's go with the simple options. Later you can explore it on the DDL command. To make our job easy, just I'm using only simple options. So DDL space include mapped, I need to include. So this one I'm going to add over here. So this is the way how I'm adding. This has to be done, we have to do these changes only in the extract process on the source machine. So I connected to source machine, db login, user ID, gg user, password, gg user, info all. Okay, now view params, extract India to US. So here I need to add extract IND US. So if you see, so this is the command which I am going to use. DDL include map. So if I this is the include clause actually. In the similar way, you can specify exclude clause also. Suppose if you don't want to perform any changes for if you don't want to capture for any specific tables also, you can do that. Okay. So I'm saving it and I'm exiting it now. Next one is I need to restart the extract process because the extract process for extract process we did a small changes. Start ext. So extract has been started. So now everything is running. So now, so DDL means we are going to perform changes to the table structures itself. So Scott Tiger, describe employee table. So for example, employee number is having 5, so we can make it as a 6 also. Before that, we will cross check whether what is the value set over here. So currently the value is 5 and employee name is 10. So I'm modifying this one. So I'm making to 6 over here. Okay, so now I will cross check it. Before cross checking, I will ensure that replicate is running. So I'm going to run it here. Sorry. So this has been changed to 6. So what I did was I did altering the column name. So in addition to that, let's do 1 or 2 other scenarios also. So I can add a column name also. So I'm going to add a special column now, a name called special qualifications for the employees table. Yeah. So author table, table name, employee, so and so. So I'm adding one specific column called special underscore qualifications. Employee. So special qualification has been reflected over here. So earlier it was not there. Okay. Now, so we tried with adding the modifying the table columns definition. Now we added one column, and after that we can add we can drop a column also. So I'm dropping the column whatever I created just now. Column has been dropped. So we can see describe employee. It is not there. So the same thing we are going to verify at the target also, that's gone. Okay. So now we did all this, and rename a column also we can do. So this one, see, we have a column name called SPLS, specials. Just I created one additional column last week. So that I'm going to delete, rename it to special underscore qualification. Here also SPLS is there. So once I execute over here, it should reflect over there also. So it has been reflected, and renaming column. Renaming a table also we can do. I already did that one, but it's a little lengthy process. The process is the way how I did was I did directly, so automatically the table got replicated over here. But if you need to do DML operations on the table, then you need to change your parameters. Okay, anyway, let me do that one also. So I'm changing my employees table to employee underscore new. So here I have information in select star from EMP. So that is there. So now I'm changing to employee table to employee new. So I did the information. So there is nothing to select star from employee. Employee table doesn't exist now because we renamed it to employee new. So employee new is existing over here. So the same thing we are going to check over here. Select star from EMP. So that doesn't exist. Select star from EMP underscore new. So this table exists here. So suppose if I need to do DML operations, our process will fail. The reason being, our parameter file, pump, extract as well as pump and replicate parameters are referenced with employee table. But now we don't have employee table. We have only EMP new table. So in order to perform the DML operations, what I need to do, I need to modify the parameters for those tables, parameter files. Then it will work. So view params extindus. If you see that here we are specifying only employee table. So we need to make a changes over here. Edit params extindus. So I modified it. Now I'm making changes to pump process also indus. Here also, if you see, pump process also having employee table. So I need to make a changes before going ahead with the DML operations. Edit params PMPINDUS. Okay, I saved it. So we are good with extract XTINDUS, and we are good with sorry, we are good with the pump process also. Params PMP INDUS. So we are good with the pump process also. And I am going to stop and start them. Stop all. Start all. So the changes are, the table name change has been reflected. Now I am going to change over here also. View params RPT replicate RPT, no, replicate IND to US. So the parameter here also, employee is here, employee is here. I need to make a changes over here. RMS EMP IND US. Okay, so I'm cross-checking it. REP IND US. So both the places I did. Stop REP IND US. Start REP US. So info all. So everything is running. So I'm double checking once again, because if we do something wrong over here again, it is going to be in problem. So just I'm cross checking all the things. Params REP IND US. Employee table over here. So no other references. So in the source also I'm cross checking it. View params EXT IND US. Employee new has been created, modified. View params PMP IND US. So here also I am reflecting this one. So now I am going to insert one record into employee new table. Insert into EMP new, EMP number, E-name, values, at the rate EMP number, E-name. Okay, now we have 1, 2, I'm going to 3 also there, I guess. So I'm adding third record, CCC, commit. Now I'm going to cross check over here. It should be 18 records. So these are the changes we need to do if we are going to rename the table. So that's all about the DDL replication. Even we can implement a DDL replication on both bidirectional in bidirectional replication also. Most probably tomorrow I will do it and I will give you the steps directly, so you can practice on your machine. So tomorrow I am targeting to complete security, enabling the security, as well as mapping and filtering. And if time permits, I will go through like the privileges required for the user also in detail. Otherwise, I will share you that diagram today. So that's all about it. And that is going to be the last session for this week. And the pending topic would be CDR is the pending topic, which most probably next week on 28th after 12 o'clock, like around 11 o'clock your time, I may have the session, or I will let you know when I'm going to cover the topic. Apart from that, if you need any topics other than the topics which I covered, just let me know through Oracle Info sharing email ID. So definitely we will cover those topics also, and we will schedule one session separately later, and we can have the discussion. And today Narasimha is going to share the video to whoever attended today. That is, I'm repeating once again. If I could see total 9 participants now. One is Narasimha Murthy, second one is Vishal, third is Tony, fourth one is Sunil, fifth one is Sirisha, sixth one is Fanindra, seventh one is Amir. So I included 7 people. So these 7 people will receive the email ID. And for tomorrow's session also, we are going to include these people only. Okay. Thanks a lot for your timing today. Sorry, I think it got delayed because of that issue. So most probably tomorrow we will have the session at the same time at 8 o'clock PST. Okay, if any doubts, just let me know. Yeah, sure, Amir. I will forward that text file also, whatever the commands we used it. Okay, then thanks everybody. Any doubts on this? You can unmute and you can say. Okay, fine. I assume that no doubts. So I'm ending the call. Thank you.